Dear me, your life is about to change. Everything will change. Nothing will be the same again. Your beliefs that you've held for 45 plus years will change. Yes, they will. Your will and strength and your stubborn independence will be tested to its maximum, and you will have to ask for help. Yes, you. You have to do this.
It's been a crazy few years. Believe it or not, it doesn't feel real. However, this is the reality. It's not all bad. You remember when this first happened, how hopeless you felt. I mean, mom and dad were in the hospital 24/7, and that's understandable. I mean, it makes sense, right? Support the weakest of your own. However, you're not alone. They care just as much as they always have. It's just that right now they don't have the energy. Look to others to lean on.
Now take note of this, because it's going to be really important. No one can tell you what's going to happen next. No one can predict an outcome from the severity of an injury, and no one is going to tell you anything for certain. Be prepared, because over the first week post-accident, everyone else's loved one will die. All these families waiting in the waiting room will experience the actual loss of death. But you won't. You will experience what we now know is called ambiguous loss. But in this first week, you just expect that this is a place no one leaves.
When I think back to the initial days of my son's accident, it took every ounce of my being just to remember to breathe. My pain was unbearable. How could I look after my other two sons when I could hardly even walk with the shock of what had happened? I lived constantly crying. The shock had rendered me unable to even speak. The next 10 days will be a blur of wires and machines, and people without faces and words. None will make a lot of sense. You'll see a plastic brain a lot, and have no idea what it does. You will see kindness and compassion in the staff and humanity at its best, even if you don't show your appreciation at the time. You will eat a Big Mac, not one, but 4. You've been a vegetarian since you were 17, but you're in a place you don't understand or know. You're wearing the same clothes for 8 days and you won't care. Everything will feel in slow motion, and everything will feel a really long way away from home.
I have the opportunity now to time travel, and so I can write to you about something that hasn't yet happened. The first and maybe most important thing I'd say is this. On the date, which I will tell you secretly, do not leave the team meeting early. Do not agree to pick up your daughter from college. If you don't leave that meeting early, you won't have to watch your precious girl cross to meet your car, get thrown over an oncoming car, convulse, have ventricular failure, stop breathing, stop living, and be resuscitated twice. You won't then be screaming like a banshee in the street where no one knows you are the girl's mother. They just think you're an hysterical woman. Your journey might be easier if you don't see all this.
It's not your fault. A letter from my 6-year-old self to my 12-year-old self. So now I am 12, and I don't know what it is like to have a dad without a brain injury. I was a baby when it happened. So you think this makes it better, do you? I didn't know him before, so I can't miss if he was right. Wrong. I've decided to write to my 6-year-old self to make sure that you know it's okay. You will be okay. Mum will be okay. You do not need to be scared. You do not need to bite and punish yourself. And most importantly, you need to know that when the adults say he can't help it, it's not him, it's his brain injury. Or it's not Daddy's fault. Please know it's not your fault either.
We were told to expect the worst. I was desperate for information and updates, and consequently listened to a lot of medical people effectively giving us a little hope. I realize now they simply didn't know, as a brain injury is not like any other injury where you can just predict the outcome.
Unfortunately, you will have a very long and frustrating wait for his recovery, but someday he will largely return to the person he used to be, a loving and active dad and a very busy and capable person. It will be very hard to accept the length of time you will have to wait for his recovery, but in the meantime, take comfort from the small steps he will make every day.
Your son will be woken up after 9 days. The first thing he says is, "You're weird." And the second day, you will say, "What's the Wi-Fi password?" You will then know your son will live.
The life of your brother will never be the same. At the same time, neither will yours. I want to share with you some fundamental guiding principles to help make sense of the new relationship you will have with your brother, your family, and yourself. Don't be scared to be vulnerable. I know that when you're young, there's always something to prove, trying to act more grown up than you actually are. But vulnerability is an opportunity for growth. Open up to your closest friends, to your parents, to your family, whoever it is. Don't bottle up emotions, because they just manifest themselves in demons that will come out when you're older. Give yourself time to process your emotions. It's not always easy to recognize in the moment how you feel, and as cliche as it sounds, it is a roller coaster of emotion. Good days will follow the bad days, and vice versa. Unfortunately, that is the reality. It's perfectly fine not to be okay, but you'll grow alongside the situation. Nothing is ever straightforward. God knows this proves that. But it doesn't mean it's not going to get better.
Educate yourself on brain injuries. Educate yourself on what to expect, how to help, and the latest medical research on how to support your brother's recovery. You and your family doing this in the early stages will lead to exponential recovery in the long term. The only people on this planet who understand are your family. Take great caution in taking advice, opinions, and views external to your family. They cannot relate and understand the situation. Also realize that this is not their fault. There will be times when you hold resentment to the situation we're in. You'll feel like a victim. You'll feel sorry for yourself and be jealous of families who do not have to deal with this. That is the cold hard truth. But you must acknowledge this emotion. Acknowledge it and challenge how you feel. You are not the victim. It is the cards that your brother is being dealt. And you just have to move forward.
Everyone will talk about Daddy. No one will talk about Mummy. No one will explain why she cries. No one will explain why she keeps saying sorry. No one will explain why she's married to someone who shouts and makes her angry. It is okay that she's angry. She's not angry with you. The day that you talk to Mummy about how you feel is the day that it all changes. Go on, tell her.
Don't forget about your own physical and mental health. Remember to care for yourself as well as him. Do what is sustainable. Be careful and have a strategy that involves a team of others, including an equal balance of other family members. Keep a diary from the beginning and get everyone to write entries in it and keep track of the events and recovery. It will be good to have afterwards to share with them, and it will be invaluable for various reasons. Maybe someday you'll write that book. Also, remember to take photos. Cherish your relatives' and friends' support, and don't forget to ensure your children get all the love and support they need at this lonely and difficult time for everyone. Be grateful for what you have, and remember to thank everyone for their outpouring of love and support after the crisis goes over. Respect yourself for the huge job you're doing. Remember to look after yourself and acknowledge to yourself the pain you are experiencing and the challenges you face growing up as someone's carer. You won't recognise the word in relation to yourself, but it's what you are now. You will see things nobody should ever have to see, especially at such a young age. These scenes will leave memories that you will never be able to escape from. That's okay. Don't ignore them or pretend you're okay when you aren't.
So, I think Shion said, before you sleep tonight, this is what you need to know. You are safe. You are loved more than the world. It is not your fault. Santa can't bring you a nice dad. Try to ask for something useful instead. It is Mum's job to look after Dad, not yours. She will never ask you to do something for him. It is not your fault. Mummy is not sad because of anything you did or didn't do. It's not your fault. You'll always feel sad about not having a daddy and what 3 others do. But it will become less important because you know it's not your fault. Mummy doesn't get ill or die and leave you with him on your own. Stop worrying. You will be proud of the way Mummy fights for him and his future. I'm not frightened by it. P.S. When you move house, get a dog. How cool is that?
Caring is tough. The emphasis on patient-centered care means your husband is convinced that everything is always about him. His needs are always paramount, while yours often go unacknowledged and unmet. No healthcare professional involved in his care will ever ask you how you are, how you're coping, or if you need any help. It's very easy to lose yourself as a carer. It will take a casual conversation with your friend's mum about what you're up to these days to make you realise that you are no longer a wife, but a carer, and that your once interesting life, rich with travel, interests, and hobbies, has shrunk down to your job, housework, and running around after your husband. You'll feel ashamed that all that remains is your love of books because you managed to fit in a bit of reading around everything else. It's that shock that helps you to realise that the anger and resentment you've been struggling with are because you are no longer living your own life.
You will sometimes feel there's no way out, no escape, and sometimes it might feel better if you aren't around. This will be the time to pick up the phone and ask for help. Someone will always listen when everything is too overwhelming. Your son is here, very much alive. You will always be grateful to everyone for that. But you do need to take care of yourself and accept your old life doesn't exist now. This is the new normal.
Believe me when I say you are stronger than you think. I remember thinking that I wish this journey was a book and I could just skip the chapters and read the final page to see the outcome. Looking back, I realised that this book will always have additional chapters and that there is no last page.
You will survive. She will survive. The boy will survive. You'll do again all those things, family things that very soon you think are over. She will have a life. You'll all have a life. And she will bring so much joy into it. Get ready. Steel yourself. For there's a long, rocky road ahead.
You will get through this. Love from me.